Okay, so we are gonna try our hands at a carnivore cheesecake. This is gonna be a combination of a couple different recipes. Bella, the steak and butter gal, has a recipe that's a no-bake version. I do not have any gelatin powder, so I'm doing a baked version. So I'm kind of combining her recipe with another recipe that I found online and kind of tailoring it to what I have on hand. So this is going to make a crust for the cheesecake. A lot of people probably have seen this, and I think I don't have the heat up quite as high as I need to. Usually you can put something on low and it'll do a little better than this. Anyway, this is 2 sticks of butter. I try to find pasteurized butter, but good, better, best. Having butter instead of, vegetable oil based pretend butter is always good. I know that this pan, not ideal, but we're in a rental and it's furnished, and these are the pans that they have, so not best, but it's good. It's still not heated up all the way, but you're supposed to heat it to 325. So this is melted. So I'm gonna get ready to put in the milk powder. So hang on, really quickly. It's starting to bubble a little bit. This was more what I was looking for because we're trying to make like a browned butter crust. And so instead of it just being on super low heat, we wanted it to be a little bit warmer than that, but obviously not on high or even medium high. That's gonna burn your butter. You do not want burnt butter. That's always so sad. Okay, so back, I put in, this calls for 1 1/3 cups of milk powder. I can't find whole milk powder. I don't even know if that exists, but this is non-fat dry milk powder. Put in 1/3 cup. I'm gonna put in about another cup. It seems like when I saw Bella's video, she was kind of letting it absorb some of that butter so that it could make kind of like a crust. Because you don't want it like thoroughly combined, otherwise you don't get the cookie crumble kind of thing going on. I know a lot of people have been raving about this online, actually. Excited that they can have a crust for their carnivore dessert. I can feel it getting solid on the bottom. That's good. With the carnivore way of eating, you try to really eat as clean as possible. I know a lot of the non-fat milk products are not, at least from what I remember, they're kind of made with toxic ingredients. Like you get fat-free milk, I don't recall what the issue is, but there's some issue with like fat-free products where it could be kind of toxic. I think because they're, just high temperature processing in general destroys nutrients and creates a lot of toxic stuff. But I don't know, we're making it an exception. It's got to be better than like a graham cracker crust with all the gluten and sugar and carbs. So it's a better, but maybe not best option. All right, I'm gonna let this solidify a little bit and then I'll take another video so you can see what it's supposed to look like. This is really turning out good. I think I had mentioned I used unsalted butter. You see kind of how it's browning? That's what you want. That's why you don't want it on high either. You don't want it to burn. You want it to brown. And I'll admit, I just took a little taste of this and oh my gosh, it's delicious. I was like, there's no sweetener in here at all, but it's sweet. Not sure if I'm doing this right. I feel like it really absorbed that butter. But I needed 2 hands. Some in the middle got a little more done than I wanted it to, but I want this to turn out good. It's for my husband's birthday. He had to work today, and wanted him to come home to something special that he wasn't expecting. Well, I can either keep cooking this to brown it more, or just put it in the bottom of the pan for a cookie crumble crust and call it good. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the pan and maybe bake it a little bit just to make sure it's the right consistency. Okay, more one-handed cooking here. Okay, I've got 4 blocks of cream cheese that I left sitting on the counter for several hours, hoping that would help it out a bit. I'm gonna be using 2 eggs, and this is half a cup of sour cream. This is my mom's homemade vanilla. So we're going to be doing a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, this Redmond's real salt. And I already put in like a couple shakes of stevia, which you got to be so careful with because stevia is very powerful and then it becomes bitter. So I mean, I would just start with maybe 1 or 2 shakes and then taste it from there if you use stevia. A lot of people who do carnivore don't do stevia, so there's just kind of mixed reviews on, you know, some people say it's great and really good for your health, and other people have seen some research on it that they think says that it has bad outcomes. It's hard to know, because sometimes the research is bent one way or another. I am gonna mix all that together, and then I'll get back to you once I have it in the crust. My crust didn't turn out as pretty as some of the ones I've seen online, but I think it's gonna work just fine. Okay, all that's in there. This is where softening the cream cheese is helpful. Batter looking good, except for it has raw eggs, so I won't be licking these. It's probably hard to see that I went up the sides, but anyway, you don't want the cheesecake itself to be on the sides like kind of overcooking, because nobody wants like too crusty of a crust on it, you know? On this part. This crust is good. Anyway, I kind of formed it to go up the sides a little bit, and it's even down here. I put it in the oven for about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Probably could have went longer, but it's gonna be in there for a bit with this, so I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. Okay. Trying to keep that off the sides of the pan. It's almost like I made a little boat or something with the crust for it. I'll check it at 42, just for good measure. Okay, so I'm gonna make the topping for the cheesecake for when it is done. It's still got about 30 minutes left on it, but I'm just gonna get this topping started. And then I'll probably just leave it in the fridge. But I've got organic heavy whipping cream here from Sprouts. That's the label that comes on this jar. Vanilla, my mom's vanilla that she made for me. And then some stevia. I'm probably just gonna do like 1 shake. Got the filling recipe from home. It was oh my gosh, I'll have to put it in the link below. It was like Hunting Homestead Mama, I think, on Instagram. And then the crust from Bella from Steak and Butter Gal. I don't know how this, I'm probably gonna have to use a different container. This is too shallow. Yeah. So, I'm kind of eyeballing it because Hunting Homestead Mama did not have exact amounts for this topping. It's basically just whipped cream, a little splash of vanilla, and then, you know, probably just 1 shake of stevia, if you use stevia. When you're doing carnivore long enough, you know, things start tasting sweet to you. Like that crust tasted sweet to me. There was no sweetener in that at all. So I probably could have done this without it, but this is for my husband's birthday, and he's still kind of transitioning. He's missing something sweet. So I'm doing this for him for his birthday. So I'm gonna whip this up. I'm gonna find a different container and whip it up. I'm gonna pour the rest of it in here, the rest of that container. And I'm just, the container whipping cream. Make sure that you do not overbeat it. Like if you do this in a blender, you gotta watch it. Otherwise, if it goes too long, you'll make butter. No flour, but I'm gonna show you at this point. This is not the point you want it. That's where you want it. And then, because it'll fake you out anyway, just to give you an idea. Like it's solid and firm. When it's not ready, it'll be still kind of creamy. But this is where you want it. I put 2 shakes of the stevia in here, and then a full pint of organic heavy whipping cream, and then just a splash of vanilla. This is going to go on top of it once the cheesecake is done and it's cooled. And then I'm going to try to do some sort of a cherry filling because he loves cherry cheesecake. So I bought frozen cherries. I'm defrosting them. I may do like a compote or something. Also, one more thing. I made a huge mess. And normally I would do this in my high-powered blender, and it's seconds. I mean, this will be done in seconds. That's why you got to keep an eye on it or it will make butter. If you're using a high-powered blender. With, we went old school, you know, with the handheld mixer here, and it takes probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes just to get this to whipping cream or whipped cream. So just be patient with it because it feels like it's not doing anything for quite a while, but it will eventually get to it. Take this out of the oven, put it right into the freezer and let it cool in the freezer for a couple hours. So now it's cool. Now we're going to be putting this on top. Might have been a little too much, but you know, you can just never have enough whipped cream. My husband's in the other room and doesn't know what he's getting. So I'm going to finish putting this on, and I'm going to serve this to him, and I will see what his reaction is. See what it is. Yes. The carnivore cheesecake.
Nice. I'm excited.
So it's probably hard to tell what it is because there's so much whipping cream on top. Well, here he is, the birthday boy.
Yeah!
This is my, the cherry cheesecake that I surprised him with.
I know, I'm super excited. This is so cool.
And then, so I just put some defrosted cherries from a bag of frozen organic cherries on top. And you can see like the whipping cream and everything in there. Anyway, and then I've got a little magic bullet that I put some of the cherries in there and some thawed frozen organic cherries, and just made like a little compote. So we're gonna slice this up, and then he's gonna put a little bit of his cherry sauce on top.
That's right.
All right, so how big of a piece do you want?
Oh, I want a big piece.
Okay.
Give me a big piece. Look at that. Yes. Don't spare that slice. Make it big.
All right, put more cherries.
Delicious, yes. That's gonna be good.
Seems like it's
so she's cutting up this ginormous piece of cheesecake for me. I'm super excited to taste this. It looks very delicious and nutritious. Right? This is nutritious.
Pretty much.
Yes. Look at that. Mmm.
All right.
Ready? Mmm, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have the sauce on it.
Oh, let me put a little sauce on it.
Just try a little bit of it and see if you like it. The sauce with it, anyway.
That is really good.
Okay, good.
That is good cheesecake.
It's
And
fun.
I should know because I eat a lot of cheesecake, or used to.
This is my turn. I'm not as much into the cherry as he is, but I'm gonna take a bite. Oh my gosh, that was delicious.
It is.
I've missed cheesecake. This is totally worth making. What were you saying, Andy?
I'm just saying, like, you know, if we had more cheesecake in the world, there'd probably be less war. There'd be less conflict. Everybody eat this and get really full. Butter's good.
Cream cheese is good.
Cream cheese is good. It's really good.
Is this a happy birthday?
It is a very happy birthday. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.